This production is brought to you by the University of Edinburgh.
Hello, and welcome to an interactive introduction to MATLAB. This screencast will provide the solutions for exercise 7, questions 1 and 2, which focused on decision making using the if and else statement. Question 1 asks for you to write a script file, which asks the user for the input of a number and then returns the natural logarithm of that number if the number is positive, while if it is negative, it will return an error message. We start by writing a script file in the usual way, adding some comments first and then noting a variable dictionary. The first variable to note is a variable to hold the input from the user, which we will call x. The other variable is a variable to hold the result of the log calculation. This will be called result. We then add the clearAll and CLC commands and start the input script to gather information from the user. Using the variable x and prompting the user with a string of text. We next use an if-else statement to decide what to do with the user's input, whether to carry out the logarithm if positive, or display an error in the case that it is negative. Simply typing if x is greater than 0, then it will compute the natural logarithm and display the result of that calculation using the disp function. And as we've done before, we use the number to string function to convert the input into a string and the result into a string. This is the first part of the if statement, and the else statement comes next. Typing else and using the disp function to show the user an error message. As usual, we end the if-else command with an end command and save the script file with the given name log number. Finally, we can test the file in the command window. And as you can see, it displays the required outputs for both positive and negative numbers. Now we move on to the solutions for question 2, which was about writing a function to determine the total cost of a rental car. Again, we start by opening a new end file and writing the function's definition, comments, and a dictionary of variables. The two variables which are to be entered into the dictionary are the input to the function, the number of kilometers, and the output of the function, which is the cost. If the distance is less than or equal to 100 kilometers, then the cost per kilometer is 50 pence. We enter this as the first condition of the if statement. Now, using else if, we enter the information that for the next 200 kilometers, the cost is 30 pence. Therefore, the cost is 100 times 50 pence plus the number of kilometers minus 100 times 30 pence. Finally, we enter the else command that all kilometres in excess of 300 cost 20 pence. This is entered as the first 100 times 50 pence, the next 200 times 30 pence, and the total distance minus 300 kilometres times 20 pence. We finish with the end command and save ready for testing. Testing the script in the command window, we can use 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers, and 400 kilometers. This shows that the script is working correctly.
This production is copyright the University of Edinburgh.